we're so excited about having them over there too. So that's awesome. And Mum, you've been incredible tidying out the house, all of that sort of stuff, and keeping it ticking along. It's been pretty amazing going through some of those cupboards because we've happened to find a few things that. Yeah, it's quite good. So it's back to memories. My childhood. I mean, there's been some great stuff, but it's been hard being the middle person, the middle child.
Oh, yes, that's right in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. So, I've just been reflecting on that a bit. There have been some great times, obviously, but some embarrassing times as well, too. One of them, I just have to paint the picture here. So, things like when we were younger, we'd go to church, and the Reeves would turn up. They'd turn up in their Leyland P76. They'd stop there, and the kids would all hop out, and they're all beautiful looking kids, Uncle Peter Phillip, and he'd go, "How you doing?" It was awesome, so cool. And then the Phillipses would arrive, and we'd turn up in our Austin Maxi. I don't know if you've seen one of those. It's bright yellow. It was just, you didn't know whether you were going forwards or which was the front of the car. And it was a pretty awesome choice of car. It was amazing. I felt really loved because I got the best seat when we went on holidays. These guys were in the back seat with seatbelts on. Silly thing in the back seat. I was in the front, sitting on a tea chest over the top of the handbrake, with no seatbelt whatsoever. Travelled right around the South Island. So we'd turn up and at church, and then of course it'd be the day that Dad was reading at church. We'd have to sink right down into our chairs, because in those days, he used to have. We found these. These are sideboards, actually. So we'd be sitting there at church, going, "Oh no, he's getting up to read, and all of a sudden you'd hear, it's usually most of the time it was Tracy's brothers, and they'd be going, "Werewolf." But no, we love you, Dad. But the other thing was, singing at church, and it was Dad. He loved to sing, so he'd be, and he was quite enthusiastic about it. So we'd be sitting next to him, we'd stand up, and usually, we'd stand up when Lee was wearing her elasticated skirt. Anthony would sit on one side of the skirt, and we just standing up. He'd go, and I'd go, and she'd stand up, and we'd still be sitting. But it comes to singing time, everyone else is singing beautifully away, and there's Dad. Hallelujah! So that was one memory there. The other one for me, the big thing was, Dad's an amazing sportsman, and the number of times you took us down to the nets and bowled at us. I mean, he had the ability to swing, even an old cork ball, and he'd come in like a panther, and he'd just down like that, and I'd hit the ball, and Lee would have to go and get it. time. Yeah, but backyard cricket was amazing because it was the time when Richard Hadley was coming in off his long run-up, I don't know if you know that, some of you will be going, the long run-up, that was like when the world, everything in the world was, the universe was great. We'd love to watch him coming in. He was like a panther. Of course, backyard cricket, well, Anthony thought he had to come in off his long run-up as well, And we only had, Macy Crescent, of course, didn't have a massive backyard, so to do his long run-up, he had to go round down the woodshed. And I'd be down the other end by the Hortons, by the tin shed, Lee would be, she'd be sort of interfering by sort of sitting in this, going across the, I'm not sure where the tail went. Well, he knows what's going on. So she'd be sort of across the pitch. Anthony would be around the corner, I'd be waiting for him to come in, and of course he wasn't really like he wasn't like Richard Hadley, he was more like Mr. Bean, running in, you didn't know when he was going to come around the corner, and when he did come in, he'd fire it down. Sometimes it would go around your ear or sort of smacking short. But then Dad would be up, and you see, up in the kitchen doing the dishes, and he'd have a he was sort of always looking through the window, so I thought we'd get your window today. But he was like, he'd do these sorts of, all these things like, this and sort of this here and this sort of thing. And I'm down the other end going, what the heck does that mean? Anthony's round the corner, I'm waiting for him to fire in and throw something at me. Lee's going, our adopted priest, Father Stapleton, he'd be standing with his gammy leg, because I did him the last time, and so I was going, oh, don't do that. Mum's going, don't put the ball through the window. Dad's doing this, and I go, I don't know what that means. Anthony comes racing in bowls one time, and he runs up, follows through right up close, so I just did what Dad said, so I kneed him right in the nose, and an elbow, and poked him in the eye. Brilliant. I don't know where I was going with that. But for all those times there, just, you just spent hours and hours and hours coaching us, and we didn't get much better, but Leah did, she did really well, but that was, they were great times, great memories of the, on the back lawn.